Here for Coffee Talk with breaking news. Tornado watch just issued for basically all of Central Florida. Let's take you right to the map, okay? It does not include Orange, Seminole, Osceola, or Brevard counties, but the rest of Central Florida under that tornado watch. So, yeah, just within the last couple of moments' time, Storm Prediction Center issuing that just so that we're all aware what the difference is between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. A tornado watch means to be prepared. Conditions are favorable for tornadic development. Tornado warning means it's happening. Think of that silly meme. You've got all the ingredients for tacos. That's a taco watch. We've got tacos happening. We're making tacos. That's a taco warning. So that's the difference. Watches and warnings. But this morning's going to be a little feisty. All right, we got plenty to talk about here on Coffee Talk, so let's get right to it. Good morning, everybody. I'm WESH 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. First off, in addition to the severe weather, let's just make sure everybody also knows it's already warm. Out ahead of this line of thunderstorms, we already are tracking gusty winds. Here's a look at the wind speeds. This is sustained around Central Florida, 10, 15, 20 miles an hour. Okay, so wind advisories are indeed posted for Central Florida. As outside of the thunderstorms, winds will be running 20, 30 with higher gusts. Okay, but with that line of storms moving our direction, we do have to call today a first warning weather day because we are under at least for our northern spots, a level 2 out of 5 risk for strong to severe storms. And essentially, we're looking at like 11 o'clock in our northern communities through the metro early afternoon and then exiting around dinner time. So we've got a lot of data to get to, and we will certainly do that. But before we get any deeper, let's just take a live look outside and kind of get a lay of the land this morning. All right, here's a live look. This is in Ocala, Marion County. Good morning to you. Deck of clouds certainly over top of you. First warning live Doppler radar showing some showers in the vicinity of Marion County. Okay, nothing crazy. There's our live radar sweep. I'll put this into motion and you can see some light rains moving through. This is not severe, but if I tap into our Jacksonville radar, all right, we've got some pretty potent storms up north of us. Those storms are gradually moving in, and certainly there's a pretty decent amount of lightning there. There's even a tornado warning that's been issued there, southwest of Lake City. This tornado warning is for Lafayette County, and here I'll just pop up the correct radar because obviously we did not allow our Jacksonville radar to be selected. So there you go. Radar indicated, but still a tornado warning nonetheless. So we're watching all of that. One thing to point out, it is a warm, windy, muggy morning around Central Florida, isn't it? It's 73 degrees live temperature in Orlando, 75 in Ocala, 73 degrees in Palm Coast, and our forecast for the day does include those red panels because it is a first warning weather day. Here, I'll use the half screen version because we've got that inset box in the corner. So now through about 9, 10 o'clock, we are fine. But 10, 11 o'clock, we'll start to watch some of those thunderstorms move in. And basically lunchtime through dinner time is when there's going to be that threat for strong to severe storms, okay? When we talk about the threat for strong to severe storms, this is not like out of the blue. We're talking about gusty winds outside of the storms, but within those storms, could we get some damaging wind gusts? Sure. Low end threat for hail, low end threat for tornadoes, and not really expecting flooding to be a big concern. So, using all the model data, this is kind of our timeline that we've got when the worst of the weather clears your area. Okay, from about 11 to 2, our northwestern areas get the worst of the weather. From about 2 to 5, our metro gets the worst of the weather. And then 5 to 7 or so, the worst of the weather moves over to Brevard County. But of course, we can use model data to guide us, right? Give us an idea. And I always say computer models are guidance, not gospel. So let's dial in our in-house Futurecast model and let's start there. Certainly we can move beyond that, but let's just use this as a starting point, okay? So here we are this morning showing a few showers. By 11 o'clock, Futurecast is bringing in some of those heavier cells to Marion County or northwestern areas. That energy comes in, and you see the problem is this line is moving in. Boy, my allergies get me today. This line is moving in as we're heating up. So you take daytime heating and combine that with this storm system moving in, and you've got the opportunity to develop stronger activity, right? So 2 o'clock. I will point out though that Futurecast is dialing down the intensity just a little bit. 3 o'clock storms through the metro, 4:30 storms getting over to Brevard, and then 5, 6, 7 o'clock it's clearing out of Brevard. Okay, so that's a look at our Futurecast model. Now, because it's in the short term, we've got other models that we can look at. For example, we can use the high resolution rapid refresh model. So let me just do this. Let me dial this in real fast. It's a little slow sometimes, particularly when I'm in the car. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so here's the HER model. All right, and this is it's not Futurecast. This is the United States government HER model. All right. Lunchtime getting some of those cells into the northern areas, right? And some of those are going to be nasty, right? Like 1:30, 2 o'clock line of broken thunderstorms moving into the metro with some decent intensity. And I would say that the HER model is definitely going a little feistier in terms of the intensity. Let's look at the energy helicity index, right? It's, why does that color table go out? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Because we did not make it long enough. Stand by. Let me fix this. There are some times when I'm just annoyed at sloppy graphics. Y'all know me. Okay. Energy helicity index. So this is one of the severe weather parameters that we look at, okay? And we're trying to make it like as simple as possible, but think of it as, storm energy. And certainly there's plenty of storm energy in our northern spots. You start to see those purples, that's high energy, right? Getting into the metro, high energy. And then that energy does start to fade off. So I think that the Storm Prediction Center has done a good job of keeping the metro area under that level 2. I wouldn't be surprised, though, based on this, if they don't nudge that level 2 risk a little further to the south. That storm energy is certainly there. When I talk about the level 1 and the level 2, this is what I'm referring to. It's this map here, and you can very clearly see what they've done is they've kind of limited to like the metro. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't nudge that a little further to the south and kind of shade this area they're in. All right, so that's kind of where we're at in terms of energy. Let's see here. Updraft helicity. This is, think of this as like a tornado threat product. Still showing some of that energy moving into our northwestern areas. But, unlike yesterday, it's kind of trying to show some stuff moving over to Brevard. So, Brevard, you're not completely out of the woods. Let's take a look at Beta Futurecast. I love when people text me from the station when they know I'm on Coffee Talk. Bear with me a minute. You're good to go today. I shared it with. Okay. Perfect. All right. So here's Beta Futurecast. 11, 11, 30, 12, 12, 15. All right. Yep. I mean, it seems to be, they all seem to be in pretty good agreement in terms of timing. Intensity looks to be there. Let's look at the rotation on Beta Futurecast. So Beta Futurecast is really trying to bring down that spin in the atmosphere. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. Believe me, I'm fine with that. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. So at any rate, let me take a pause and we can chat and answer questions and all that fun stuff. But today, there is going to be the threat of some severe weather. That's kind of where we're at. All right. All right. Let's see here. How dare they? I know. Let's see here. So who's under a tornado watch? It looks like I'm on a map, but not giving me an alert on my phone. So almost all of Central Florida is under a tornado watch. There's the tornado watch. Orange, Seminole, Osceola, and Brevard are not under the tornado watch. The rest of us are. But even if you live in Orange, Seminole, Osceola, Brevard, it's not like you're completely out of the woods. It just means that the dynamics are perhaps a little bit less. Janice is asking if I'm off today. No, I'm actually live this morning from the Orlando Science Center again. there's the Science Center. I'm in the parking garage. I at least came to the roof. I'm previewing for WESH 2 News today. I'm previewing the Life exhibit. So, yeah. Gotta love severe weather days when we're doing the TV stuff. Lisa says, tornado scares me to death. I pray all is okay. I'm in Ocala. Listen, tornadoes can be frightening. Okay, hold on one second. I have... Sorry, I'm texting the producer. Apparently they did not know that I was live in the 9 a.m. show. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Way to drag us on Coffee Talk. Love you, Emily. Mwah. Producer apparently is watching Coffee Talk. Ma. Bad. I mean, somebody didn't talk to somebody else. I was logistics. Anyway. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Okay. Other questions. My apologies. Other questions, comments, concerns. Yes. Tornado watch. Severe weather threat today due to daytime heating and helicity models. Do you think we could see an eastward expansion to the tornado watch? The dynamics look to be really breaking down Metro East. Do I think, though, that Seminole, Orange, Osceola could get added? Perhaps so. I do think so. Yeah, I do. But we'll see. Listen, if I'm honest, I was really surprised that they issued the tornado watch like this. They didn't really give much warning for it. They kind of issued a mesoscale discussion for the northern areas and then issue this massive tornado watch. And it was just like, oh, like I saw it. It's funny, like I'm tweeting, Kellyanne's tweeting, I'm in the weather computer. Kellyanne's like, hey, can I call you? And so we're like bouncing, discussion with each other. So yeah, it was definitely one of those interesting things. Mickey says the soundings from the HER model are pretty bullish. So let's take a look at that. So one of the fun things we do here on Coffee Talk is we look at really nerdy stuff. Now, that also means that for the next few moments, if you decide to comment, I'm not going to read it because we're going to get into some real meat and potatoes. So I'm starting with Ocala here. Okay. This is the Ocala forecast sounding off of the high resolution rapid refresh. This is 13Z, so that's 9 a.m. Definitely seeing a temperature inversion, definitely seeing some wind shear. By 10, 11 o'clock, we've got some pretty decent winds just above our heads. This would absolutely be a Florida tornado threat. Absolutely be a tornado threat for Florida. Yeah. Pretty decent shear, pretty decent buoyancy. Lots of moisture moving in. So, this makes sense, particularly in our northern areas. Look at that dry slot there. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. That's 1 p.m., as the storms are continuing to move through. And then that'll just go saturated here. Yeah, that's just a kind of rain event afterward. But then it moves into Orlando. It moves into Orlando. Let's do this, though. Let's go back to 5, and let's switch to Orlando for 3. Let's do that. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to switch it from Ocala to KMCO and see what the sounding looks like in Orlando. Hold on 1 second. I'll take whatever you have. All right, so that is, what is this? This is 13Z, so that's 9 a.m. in Orlando. 10 a.m. in Orlando. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely getting into a tornado environment at least. Look at that. Yep, some dry air, some pretty good wind shear loft. Good gusty winds. Let's continue into the afternoon. It's definitely more conducive for severe weather and tornadoes north of the metro. But like, look at that. That's 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. That's 3 p.m. So right as this line is moving into the metro, right, you kind of get, it's not like a straight home goalpost or shotgun sounding, but there's shear, there's twisting, there's a jet streak over our heads. Yeah. So I think a tornado watch is look at that. Yeah, like clearing out, getting some of that dry air coming in at the top and then mixing down to the surface there afterward. So at least when this clears out, we're going to get some of that. Look at how beautiful that looks. We're going to get some of that dry air moving in. If you have no idea what we're looking at, this is one of those things. It's a super nerdy thing. Um, Super nerdy thing, but it's what we look at in the weather center to analyze for tornadoes and things like that. So, you know, I'll always look at it and kind of try and explain it. All right. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Tornado watch there. Yeah. If a storm had Reed Timmer chasing it, it's worth a tornado watch. But Mississippi and Alabama see so much more. Well, and you're not, it's just, it's a different environment in Florida than it is there. Yeah. One more question. Do you think we could see any adjustments to the risk levels? So yeah, the risk levels, the Storm Prediction Center will be putting out an update here in the next few minutes time. I'm just looking to see if they've done one. I don't think that we've gotten it. Yeah, so they've not put any risk updates here recently in the last few minutes time. Yeah, so within the next few minutes time that they'll do that. They just haven't done it yet. So that's fine. But again, level 2 risk for scattered strong to severe storms basically just means could get a little feisty. All right? All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Do you think orange Osceola will be added to the watch? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah. Cool seeing clouds boiling from behind. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. The clouds are definitely moving. Yeah. Super windy already. Yes, it is. How long is our tornado warning here in Summerfield, Ocala? You are not under a tornado warning. You are not under a tornado warning. You are under a tornado watch. The tornado watch goes until 3 o'clock. Remember, tornado watch means we need to watch out. Storms are moving into an environment favorable for tornado activity. A warning means it's happening. Okay? Big difference. Okay? Better move some plants off the fence. And that's asking, do we have tornado sirens? Oviedo has tornado sirens, but most places do not. All right. Supposedly the new GTA game is going to have dynamic weather. That's good. That's good. Brevard will probably stay out of the slight risk. Yeah, I would think so. William's asking, why am I in my car today? I'm at the Orlando Science Center. I will be previewing the Life exhibit today. And on a rainy day, it's not bad for parents to do. Today, officially, the Life exhibit opens. So that's fun. If you're looking for something to do with your kids, that's definitely a fun thing to do. All right. All right. While we're still chatting, I'm going to pop up the day planner forecast. Should the kids be picked up early in Marion Oaks? No, the storm system is going to move through from about 11 to 1 or 2 and then it'll be done. So you're good. Yeah. All right. Any observed soundings we can look at? I didn't even think to pull that up. SPC soundings. I'm just Google searching it. Stand by. All right, so a 10Z sounding just came out for, yeah, copy image. Okay, stop. I'm running Coffee Talk out of Wesh, so it's a little laggy on my side, but that's okay. All right, so this shouldn't be a big surprise, but the sounding from the Kennedy Space Center actually looks pretty, it looks pretty decent. You've got the turning with height, All right, so let's do this. Let me just kind of manipulate it a little bit, and I'll just take you through what I'm looking at. All right, so this, think of this as a weather balloon. All right, so that's what you're looking at, is you're looking at a weather balloon. All right, so first things first, just looking on the right side, you see those little barbs. Starts kind of southeast, and then it goes up to southwest, and then more of a west. Those tell you that the winds are turning just above our head. Right, so that's your first indicator that you've got shear. The red line is the air temperature with height. The green line is the dew point with height. So we've got several temperature inversions, so little caps, and once the heat helps to burst through that, we should be able to get those storms firing up. And there's a bit of a kind of goalpost situation there, and so that would let you know that you've got dry air aloft enough that as the storms explode through that, we could be dealing with some more energy, we'll say. All right, let's look over here. Yeah, Storm Slinky moving through Hodograph. It's not a right home to mama severe threat, but that's the sounding right now at Kenzie, at least, over at the Kennedy Space Center. That's the closest one that we have. So yeah, Mickey, good call on that. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see here. Baking day here. That sounds good. I don't drink coffee. Would today be a good day to start? I mean, if you want to, you can. Right? Let's see here. Should have been an enhanced. I wouldn't go that far. Listen, let's slow down. An enhanced risk? I mean, let's slow down. Let's slow down. The jet streak at the surface is not wicked. Now SPC sounding. So that's Melbourne. That's the less kind of ripened air mass. Let's go to, yeah, see, we won't have anything until 12Z. So they just launched them. So we won't have anything. But 6Z, like, let's look at where it's particularly rough. And that's already saturated. I was going to look at Tampa, but the problem is, so this is the Tampa sounding. Copy image address. So that's Melbourne. And remember, Melbourne is not going to be as prime for severe weather. Here's the Tampa sounding. So it's a little drier, but notice there's a significant turn, and we'll have to watch how that wind, turns as it moves in. So yeah, there's plenty to watch for. I'll be ready for some 12Z sounding data. That's what I was going to wait for, was the 12Z data. Right? Let's see here. Can you explain the outlook for Seminole County today? Thunderstorms moving through. That's where we're at. All right. Biggest threat in Southern Lake is high winds and light. Yeah, I would say high winds, lightning. Yeah. This is not a tornado outbreak kind of thing. It's going to get a little feisty at times, but we got to calm down. Florida weatherman says, actually won't lie, it's a very capped environment right now. Precisely. And even though temperatures are going to be warm, it's not going to rip through that. So I don't see this as an enhanced day at all. I think slight is okay for our northern spots. Maybe nudge it down a little bit, but not a ton. Yeah. Oliver says each type of event needs its own song instead of siren. Oh, jeez, Louise. Patty's asking if hail could occur. I don't think it's gonna be anything wicked. The temperatures don't get that cold. There's an inversion layer. So I don't think it's gonna be that wicked. But as Denise says on Facebook, and that's the truth, Florida's gonna Florida, right? Lauren, can you please put out an update when the 12Z comes out? If I can. Remember, I'm doing TV today. I'm not on the weather beat. I'm over at the Orlando Science Center doing life. So if I can, I will do it. But I can't promise that I'm going to get a chance if I'm in the middle of kind of doing that. Yeah. Sun and fun today. I would say today's not the best weather day. It's just going to be a line that moves through. And I feel like every year there's going to be a line that move through sun and fun. That's just the way it goes. That's okay. That's okay. It's just the way it is, right? All right, so there's timing. The worst of the weather moving through your area. Florida weatherman says, but we all know with daytime heating can easily cause that to erupt, and then boom, here comes the instability. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's just a matter of if it finds it, right? It's gusty, it's warm, it's moist. We know we've got a lot of those ingredients there. Florida's going to Florida, man. That's what it is. Florida's going to Florida. We love weather, Carol says. Right? Well, it's the only weather you got. I'm not doing weather from the Science Center. No, I'm going to be doing just that. Sun and Fun will once again be flood and mud. It's true. I'm going to Sun and Fun tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Not looking forward to this during school pickup. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Questions, comments, concerns. We'll be waiting for an update from the Storm Prediction Center regarding their newest outlook. But again, remember, we are under a tornado watch, not a tornado warning. A watch means to be ready, watch out. A warning means it's happening, we think. All right? Yeah. What time you'll be on TV from the Science Center? I guess I'm gonna have to call Emily and find out. But in the 9 a.m., in the noon, and I think in the 4, and then in the 7. All right. Stacy's asking about a flight at 12:15 today. There'll be some storms around. I mean, to give you an idea, there's already flight delays at Orlando International Airport. So there you go. 38 delays, 5 flight cancellations. So weather's playing out. When it's done, though, my friends, when this is done, it's done. The dry air on the model soundings really does clear in. And what that's going to mean for us is kind of a beautiful, beautiful setup. Lots of sunshine this weekend. Temperatures will tick down like a smidge, but not a ton. Still pool weather. And then through into next week, we're looking gorgeous. Yeah. Right? Right? My husband has to unload big bathroom displays. Fun, fun. Gotta love that. Well, the storm's clear in time for the Tortugas to play baseball tonight at 6:30. Should be fine. Yeah, should be fine. What does the weekend look like? Sunshine, highs in the low to mid 80s, morning lows a little cooler. It's gorgeous. Barbara's asking, is the Science Center exhibit a permanent or temporary one? Want to bring the grandkids. So this is permanent. Life is permanent. They took the old Nature Works exhibit on the first floor, gutted it. This is a massive, massive upgrade. I'll probably do a Facebook Live or something if I have the time to, and just kind of take you on a behind the scenes tour. Yeah. Anna, I don't see a tornado watch for Orlando. I'm missing something. There is not a tornado watch for Orlando, but north and west of Orlando there is. Yeah. So here's the tornado watch map. It's until 3 o'clock. They could expand it into Seminole, Orange, and Osceola and Brevard counties, but as of right now, it is not including Orlando. All right, Oliver. I love the fact that Eric gives us straight facts and let us come to our own acceptable risk solutions based on scientific data. That's my goal. It is. I want to give you the information, take the hype out of it. I've done weather a long dang time, 22 years in Florida. So I want to give you the information and let you figure out what you need to do, right? When people are like, should I evacuate? It's like, well, that's a very complex question, like that kind of thing. So, yeah. Laura says, I've been dying to take Bentley to the Orlando Science Center, but not sure if he's too young. Young is fine. It's still sensory. Yeah, it's great. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, friends? Today, first warning weather day for severe weather. Otherwise, we are going to be gorgeous afterward. Just kind of have to get through some storms today, and we will be fine. Florida weatherman, with the shear still being decent, do you think these storms can still get damaging winds? Yeah, that's the whole point. That's where today's severe threat is, in damaging winds. That's why we're talking about it. That's the threat. That's the ball game. Right? All right. Ann Marsh, is it more for kids or adults too? Oh, listen, you could get pooped on in this thing. What? We're going to talk about that on TV, of course. But yeah, this is a really, really cool exhibit. This is going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. It's really going to be neat. All right. All right. So we'll be tracking the storms. I'll be posting through the day and letting you know everything. All right. I'm not on the weather beat though today, so if I'm busy, I'll still be tweeting. I just may not pop on live. Okay. All right. Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you guys and gals through the day and life. I think in the 9 o'clock hour. I assume so. We'll figure it out.